Okay, welcome everybody. I hope you're all having a great Wednesday. It's a little bit earlier in the day than we normally get together, but I think switching it up to an afternoon session makes a lot of sense for a number of reasons, which we don't need to get into now. So anyway, welcome to the Wednesday Throwdown. This is going to be slightly different than things we've done in the past. This is going to be much more oriented, actually totally oriented to brushes. That's these guys. And one of the things that I always tell my students or experienced players that just come in to work out occasionally, really is one of the things that separates elite players from everybody else is the ability to make something happen with these. And brushes work in a number of different musical contexts. Doesn't have to be jazz. Could be R&B, could be, bossa nova, could be backing up a singer, songwriter, could be something more in the country genre, for example. And having some basic skill with this implement is important. And it's also important to note that, mastering brushes, or at least becoming proficient on brushes, requires some different skill sets, some different hand techniques that we're going to talk about. And we're gonna do a couple of rudimental exercises. I'm going to change your life by introducing you to this book, Brushworks. This is Clayton Cameron's really excellent Bible on how to play brushes. And we're going to take a couple of lessons out of here and work them, and then we'll check back next week to see how everyone's doing with that. So let's get started. So one of the things that we have to get a handle on, if you will, let me plug this in here. Okay, one of the things that we need to get a handle on, no pun intended, is there are, generally when we're playing with sticks, we're worried about an up and down motion by and large, right? Just height, With brushes, you have similar concerns, but you also have lateral movement, not only in circles or in other kinds of figures, which we'll get into later, but in straight lines. So a lot of what the material you'll find in Brushworks deals with playing strokes that move in a straight line versus, a big circular sweep, even though, there's a lot of circular sweeps in there, obviously. But today we're going to talk about just the basic straight lines and playing those basic straight lines with rhythmic value, okay? Rhythmic value. We're not just off in legato land, sweeping and, getting lost in the music and all that. We're being very rhythmically accurate with how we use these. And using short straight line strokes to accomplish that. So in Brushworks, we're going to cover 4 or 5 rudiments today, and then I want you to work those, and then I'd love to hear from you. Either put a comment on this video, or you can email me through, you can see the website right there, grooveKSq.com. You can contact me through the website there as well. And would love to hear about your progress. or if you have any questions or what have you. So here we go. This is the first brush rudiment in the book, and it is called a tap sweep, okay? Very simple. We are in 4/4, okay? We're in 4/4. Each one of these is an eighth note. So you're going to tap, just exactly like it sounds, tap, sweep, okay? These are all eighth notes. So one measure, here's our quarter note, one measure of tap sweeps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3. That might have been more than one measure, but you get the idea. Again, a tap and then a sweep that has rhythmic value. 1/8 note in duration. 1 and 2. Okay, we want the sweep to be the entire eighth note. 1 and 2. One of the key things that young players struggle with is focusing on the duration of the sweep. 1 and 2. That sweep, if it's an eighth note sweep, should take up the entire space. Almost like if you were playing piano. You know, if you were playing a melodic instrument and you had a note that you would hold for, or an eighth note or a quarter note in duration, you would not let, you know, if it was piano, you would not let the key up until that period of time, that eighth note or that quarter note was over. Okay, so same concept. Let's try it again, a bit slower, and just keep it going, and then we'll stop. So tap sweeps, here we go. So we're a little bit down tempo. Here's our quarter note. 1, 2, ready, and. Last time, 3, 4. Now, you may have trouble, especially if you play traditional grip. One thing that I see a lot in players who are just starting out with brushes is that they rely on their primary fulcrum, right? Which is right here. Now, if we were playing, traditional grip with sticks, that's where all your power is, right here, right? And you can almost, you can almost get all your power right from this fulcrum. However, since brushes are more of a three-dimensional, if you will, implement, you need a way to bring the brush back to you. So here's the secret. And this is not obvious. If you haven't played brushes a lot, you would not know this. Let's do the close-up. Okay, so the primary fulcrum we talked about is right here, okay? When you are playing traditional grip with brushes, you need a secondary fulcrum right here. That's it, okay? I hope you all can see that clearly. Right in between the tips of your ring finger and middle finger. That is what enables you to manipulate the brush in straight lines forward, away from you, and also back towards you. It doesn't take a lot of pressure. If I'm only relying on my primary fulcrum, I have a heck of a time trying to bring that back to me. So it's almost like the same, it's almost like the same grip if you were eating with chopsticks, almost. So, but in any event, think about this secondary fulcrum. That's where all the action is if you're playing traditional grip on brushes, because that's the way you'll notice I have my index finger all the way off, which I don't recommend, but just to prove the point. So again, secondary fulcrum, super, super important, okay? So we're now going to try the next rudiment, the next brush rudiment, which is a triplet sweep. Exactly what it sounds like. We're in 4/4, and it's a triplet on one, triplet, and then a 1/4 note sweep on beat 2. 2, 3, okay? Or a little bit faster, since that's kind of slow and plodding. So that's the triplet sweep. And again, I'm relying very heavily on my second fulcrum. Primary fulcrum here, secondary fulcrum here. It's a really weird grip, okay? It takes a bit of getting used to. But once you crack this, all right? Once you crack this and get the hang of it, it really is going to lead to a huge growth in your brush playing. Now, let's move on here. We're going to do this is going to be a shorter session, because I think some of these ideas might be fairly new to the people who are viewing this, and you may want to review this a couple times before next week, because we're going to take all of these concepts up quite a bit. So the next brush rudiment I want to show you is called a sweepelet, okay? Sweepelet. 4/4, triplet meter 4/4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, pop, 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 right? Now, for a moment, just play this. All taps, no sweeps, all taps. Okay, we're concerned with keeping these left hands evenly spaced, maintaining our triplet meter, our triplet subdivision. Now, take these right-handed taps and make them sweeps. Again, an 1/8 note of a triplet in duration. You really can get this cooking tempo-wise once you get the hang of it. Okay, so that's the idea. You also want to play this off of your left hand as well. Let's rewind and play them all as taps. Down tempo. and then convert the left hand into sweeps. A little bit faster. Last time, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so those are all important concepts that I think will help you grow your brush playing and differentiate yourself from the other people that might be in on the audition, whether it's a scholastic audition for county, for county or district jazz band if you're in secondary school, or you're going for a music school audition, or you're auditioning to be in someone's teaching studio, and that's on the list of skills that the studio requires. Again, having some basic knowledge of this, and then applying a little bit more energy to expanding that knowledge and your skill set really is going to pay off huge dividends. And remember, the secret to playing these straight lines is the secondary fulcrum in your left hand. Secondary fulcrum, don't forget. Okay, super important. I hope everybody stays safe out there, and I look forward to hearing from you. Send me a note. Drop a comment in the comment thread on the video here, or email me. Just email me through the website, grooveKSq.com. Good luck and keep working hard, and I will see you next week. Take care.